A couple of months ago, I took a life-changing trip to Peru. I arrived in Lima speaking very little Spanish and having never left the country before. Here's some photos from my trip. Enjoy.
Yeah, the glass is like black.
These images are from my first moments in Peru. This is Cusco, Peru. I took a plane from Lima to Cusco, and I met a now dear friend, Gabe, who sat on the plane next to me. This is him right here. See the dog on the roof? Gabe and I took a cab to my friend Macy's hostel, and she and I went to this amazing vegan restaurant called Green Point. That's my breakfast. It was awesome. I loved the way the restaurant was decorated. I loved the energy there. I loved the food, and it was really wonderful to connect with Macy. I love her so much. After breakfast, we walked around Cusco. I was impressed with the yoga studios, vegan stores, organic products, handmade products. It was really, really special. Most of our group met at the airport and took a van out to our retreat center. Here are some pictures from the drive. When we arrived at Yoga Mandela, I was blown away. This is my room, my bathroom. I shared it with my roommate, Malaika. There's the yoga studio. Here's the main house. And there's all of the rooms right there. Here we are getting ready to do our lemongrass purge. This is me already starting to feel like an entirely new person. And we hadn't even done washuma or ayahuasca yet. We took a trip into a little town called Pisac to do some shopping in the market. I fell in love with Peru this day. We got juice and food at another hippie restaurant and saw an amazing rainbow. We went to an amazing crystal shop where the owner picked out stones specifically for each of us. He picked out an amethyst for me. I still wear it every single day. This was a very, very, very special moment here in Pisac, Peru. These photos are back at the retreat center. The house dog's name is Luke. We took another trip to one of the highest altitude, actually the highest altitude of any Incan palace or sacred grounds, and we hiked down into the sacred valley. So here we are. We partook in some washuma before we began this journey, and this right here was one of the most profound, life-altering experiences I have ever had in my entire life. Please enjoy these pictures from our hike. At this spot, we did some energy work up high on the hill, really working with mountain energy, and I have carried that home with me. I use it in my yoga practice now. This was such a special, special, special day. I really have to give a huge shout out to our guide, Jose. He made this hike absolutely phenomenal by teaching us so much about Incan and pre-Incan history, about the plants, about the way of life, and really about working with the energies that Pachamama already has in existence everywhere, abundantly all around us. He was so spectacular. I am so grateful I got to meet him and participate on this awesome hike with him. We did more energy work right here in this spot. It was amazing. It was so fantastic. It has stuck with me to this day. I didn't think the hike could get any better until we arrived at this waterfall and ate our sack lunch. Oh my word. It was so amazing to sit down and enjoy communion with these people who we were on this amazing journey with. Check out this spectacular waterfall. As we descended down the mountain, the terrain began to change. There began to be more greenery, more things growing. We walked through farms, which was really spectacular, seeing the plants that grow here in Peru. And my favorite part, we ended up hiking through a eucalyptus forest. This is me loving my life. It was amazing, a eucalyptus forest with flocks of green parrots flying around. I kid you not. Our next day trip took us to a town, I believe it was called Oriabamba. I might be saying that wrong. I couldn't say it appropriately even when I was reading it, so maybe someone can correct me on that. There were more Incan, they're not ruins, they're huacas, right? Because they're not ruined, look at them, they're still there. And here's some awesome views from up top after we hiked up to the top of that. I loved the dogs all over Peru and tried to befriend as many as I could. Here's Jamie giving money to children. This dog basically followed me around from shop to shop. I loved it. I do think I'd like to come spend several days here in one of their hostels. This town was super, super interesting. The retreat center, we enjoyed a day of silence and we took a hike together in total silence up to another waterfall that was near our retreat center. This was a very special experience and I encourage anybody and everybody to consider participating in a day of silence on your own. The meditative experience of not speaking for an entire day was really profound, and going on a group hike together was also really special because we left someone behind and we had to figure that out and look back and find them and communicate with them without speaking. And anyway, this was a really special day as well. Every day was special, can you tell? On our last night, we had a party and we danced to drums around the bonfire all night long. On our last day, some of us took a cab into Cusco and enjoyed the town while we prepared for our plane rides home. It was bittersweet. I really enjoyed this day as well. I had a really good time walking around with Jamie and Macy. And then, of course, we ate at Greenpoint twice that day. Gotta love our vegan restaurants in Cusco. Here we are eating. Okay, here we are making our final goodbyes. Oh man, I did not want to leave Peru, but I have grown so much since coming home and integrating the lessons that I learned. I'm super grateful. Here I am bringing gifts to my babies. Thank you, friends. I'm so grateful for the experience we had. I can't wait to do it again.